These brakes are pretty bad.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, and welcome to another video. Since purchasing my 1999 Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX, I have yet to touch anything with the brakes. I haven't changed the fluid. I haven't done anything with the pads, the rotors. The other day I was bored and I'm like, man, those really look like crap. So I took the calipers off the front and painted them. When you don't have like a Brembo or a Stop Tech or upgraded caliper, I think it's best that you don't see the stock caliper. So that's why I painted them black. I think you can kind of see the black there. And after I painted the front calipers, I was like, is it time for a brake upgrade? The answer to that question is yes, but I wasn't gonna go blow $700 or $1,000 on a, an Evo set of brakes or the Cadillac CTS-V. I know there's a conversion set for this. Maybe down the road. The CTS-V kit doesn't come with the rears, and the Evo stuff, you gotta buy it on eBay, get the brackets, there's just a lot of sourcing parts. It's kind of a headache. So I took the easy route. And here is the easy route. Brembo, in their infinite wisdom to make money as a business, decided to make brake pads. Good for them. So I picked up these Brembo brake pads for the front and the rear. I think they were about 55 bucks for the front, 47 for the rear. So I'm in about $102, 100 bucks total for the pads. I think with the black painted calipers front and back, it'll look really good because the pads actually do have a little red section on them. They even say Brembo. So that's kind of cool. That's where I'm getting the Brembo brakes in the title of this video. But it's just going to be pads, and then we'll change the fluid and of course bleed the system. And I also got some rotors. Let me show you those. Here are the rotors. These were just some cheapos I got off eBay. They are double drilled and slotted. For those of you in the know, that doesn't actually increase performance. This is more of a looks thing. But according to my Instagram poll, 83% of you say do the drilled and slotted over the leaving the standard OEM rotors. So we'll put these rotors in today as well. Let's get down to business. Okay, I'm gonna do this in the order of things I don't want to do first to the things I do want to do last. So I think we'll start by cleaning out the fluid that's in the master cylinder right now and then bleeding the system. Maximum power! I just took a look at some of the footage on my GoPro, and there's a big smear in the upper right hand screen. I'm sorry about that. Would it be the right? Maybe the left. Either way, I'm so sorry. So for whatever reason, when my kid was born, they gave us these syringes, and we obviously never used them. I don't know what you use them for, but I'm gonna use it to suck out the old fluid from the master cylinder. Just got an old plastic bottle to put the crappy brake fluid in. Okay, then we'll put in a little bit of new stuff. Look at that, drilled and slotted rotors on there. I'm sure there'll be some elitist in the comments that tells me I need to be using some high temp modal or something, but this car is not going to the track. Most braking it'll ever see is trying to slow down getting off or on the interstate. So I'm just gonna use the .3 that it calls for. Okay, now I'm gonna try and pump as much of that clean brake fluid that we just put in through the system. I've seen some differing opinions on this. I'm not, gonna argue with anyone, but I'm gonna start in the passenger side rear. I'm gonna start by taking the cap off the bleeder valve. These are 8mm on Eclipse GSXs, if any of you are wondering. Well, 2G GSXs. I'm gonna drop my little bleeder hose on here, and then we'll empty it into the same water bottle we've been emptying into. And then I've got to go up and pump the brakes and continue to fill the master cylinder while we run that clean fluid through the system. Now I'm just going to go around to each caliper and do the same thing. Can't remember if I got it earlier or not, but this is the kind of before fluid that came out, and this is once I sent the new fluid through. So pretty big difference. So glad we're doing this. Okay, make sure your brake fluid is topped off and cap put back on, obviously. If you're doing this step by step, if you're just watching for entertainment, good for you. I'm going to be popping the axle nuts off, obviously, to get the rotors and put new ones on, so I'm gonna start hitting them with some WD-40. Okay, we've got fresh brake fluid in the system, the master cylinder is clean and capped off, the axle nuts are soaking in WD-40. Let's go ahead and start taking the calipers off. We'll start in the front. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna put a bungee cord up here on the upper control arm, because that's what's gonna hold the caliper. They don't plan to disconnect it from the lines. Somebody might disagree with me, but I take the main piece of the caliper off first. So there's two 17mm bolts on the back side. These bolts do have grease on them, so they might come out kind of, I don't know, hard. Top and bottom are different. The top one does have this little, I don't know, black thing on it. So make sure you keep that in mind. Should just pop out, leaving the pads behind. This is the part with bungee cord. Be careful with the brake line, of course. You don't want to overstretch that. And I just usually hook it onto the spring or coilover, so there's that out of the way. Okay, if we want to, I think we could probably take the pads off now, so just kind of slide those out. Then the main portion of the caliper here is two more 17mm bolts. All right, I'm gonna go after the axle nuts next. Keep your fingers crossed for me, they come off. Okay, so to get the axle nut off, we have to get the cotter pin out. Might take some doing. The axle nut is a 32mm. It's going to come off. Nothing bad is going to happen. Oh, yes! There is a lock washer behind the axle nut. Then the rotor should just pop off. Might have to introduce it to the bro hammer real quick. Look out. Woo. Got it. Okay, now we'll do the exact same thing in the rear, except instead of 4 17mm bolts, it's 4 14mm bolts. Now's a good time to make the hubs pretty. By the way, I'm not using high heat paint. Sue me. I know. Dude, you're getting overspray on your car. Paint correction coming. A little before and a little after. Okay, while the calipers are hanging to dry, I think we can put the new rotors in. The new rotors I got off eBay. The brand is Quick Stop Pro. They are marked, so like this one is the front right. They have to go on specific sides, so we'll start mounting these up now. I can't remember if I said it earlier or not, but the rotors were 190 bucks or so shipped. So they're not necessary to do this, but they'll look cool. Sweet. Remember, your lock washer goes on first, and then I got these new axle nuts to kind of finish them off. Just so you guys know, you don't have to take the axle nuts off to get the rotors off. I got those new axle nuts and cotter pins to kind of finish the look, but just FYI, if you're doing this, you don't have to take those off to get the rotors off. According to DSM tuners, the axle nut torque is between 145 and 188 foot-pounds. Obviously, you got to get the cotter pin holes to line up, so I'm going to try and go as close to that as possible. Pretty obvious stuff, but same story in the rear. There is a specific right side rotor. Slide that on. Don't forget about your old lock washer, and then a new axle nut as well. Really quick, while I'm waiting for everything to dry, I'll show you guys the Brembo pads. They come with some sweet stickers. They come all wrapped up. You get your new retainer clips, obviously. These, of course, are the fronts, so you'll be able to see a little bit of red in the brakes. I don't know if that Brembo is going to show or not. I think it's gonna be sweet either way. These are ceramic, premium ceramic. And then here is a rear pad. I think it's gonna look pretty cool when it's in there. Subtle, but very cool. I will add, I got the brake pads off Amazon, so I'll leave a link below if you want the exact same ones for your GSX.
The next day.
Okay, so to ensure this video isn't an hour long, I'm gonna kind of speed things up and just go over the reassembly process. It's the same for the front and the rear. The bolt sizes are just different, so here's what that is. And just so you know, I'm not a mechanic. I may call some of these things wrong, but the first thing you wanna do is put the caliper bracket, mounting bracket back on. 2 bolts. Torque, I'll leave it up to you. 25 to 35 foot-pounds. If you do some research, is probably about it. But like I said, do your own research and torque it however you want. Once that is in, go ahead and drop in these metal retainer clips for your brake pads. And just so you guys know, when you're putting your retainer clips back in, they only go one way, so it's really hard to screw up, so don't be intimidated by this. Then throw your brake pads in. The brake pads will have the little thing on them up here, so that when the pad is all the way worn down, they'll start squeaking because that's dragging. So I put that at the top of this rotor, and it'll be at the top of the front and rear as well. But to be honest, I don't think it matters a whole lot where those go. Somebody might even disagree with me in the comments. Next, you'll take the entire caliper and slide that over the brake pads. Sometimes the little pistons in there can come out a little bit, so you'll need to I just push mine up against the pads really hard and get them to suck back in, but there are tools for that as well. And then once you got those on, you will put the main caliper bolts. Remember, that one has the rubber piece, that's the top one. Those will go in. Again, 25 to 35 foot-pounds or hand tight, but do your own research and do what you want there. Then you're just gonna repeat that process for the other three, and we'll be able to test this out. Okay, so here's a shot of the rear. Just a quick hot tip, the Brembo retainer clips do not fit for whatever reason, so make sure you keep your OEM clips or whatever clips are in there when you take it apart if you do something like this. Pretty sweet though, that Brembo shows just a little bit. Okay, just gotta get the wheels back on. Perfect. If you're doing this yourself, don't forget to check the torque on your lug nuts and your axle nuts before you go out, but I think it's time to test this out. Now we're not gonna wanna push these brakes too hard. Do your own research on brake bedding and what to do when you put new pads or new rotors and pads and calipers on. I'm just gonna do an 80 to 0 mile an hour stop. That's what I did at the beginning of this video, just for kind of comparison. But do your own research on how to bed brakes appropriately, and probably don't follow anything that I do. That might have actually been better than stock. I'll do the before video and that one more time. All right, guys, so obviously that was a completely unscientific test, but they did feel a little bit better, but really they should. That's brand new brake fluid in there, that's brand new brake pads, brand new rotors. And then on top of that, we don't have any idea how old the brake pads were that we took out, whether or not those were the OEM rotors, so it's kind of an unfair test. At the end of the day, this was more of an aesthetic mod and kind of a safety measure. I just wanted to know for sure I had good brakes on the car. And if you're gonna do it, you might as well upgrade a little bit. And it's not a massive upgrade, but it's something. And after feeling the difference in these brakes compared to what they were stock, I'm definitely not ruling out a Brembo big brake kit or maybe that CTSV swap in the future. It's just right now the channel doesn't make a whole lot of money, so it doesn't make a lot of financial sense to do something like that. So if you want to like, subscribe, and share so the channel can get more money and put it into this car, go ahead and do that. In any event, I hope you guys found this video entertaining, maybe even useful. I appreciate you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more. I'll catch you in the next one.
Listen.
Fan mail, aka comments. B-Man409, one of the OG subscribers, writes on the huge 350Z mods video, I don't know why you got the spacers without the extended studs. You would have been better off just getting the spacers that come with the studs. I know, B-Man, sorry. I messed up on those spacers. Sean Bott does on the Motec exhaust for the Eclipse. What up, Jesse, bro? F&F was the reason I got into cars, and I finally found a GSX about a year ago. Good for you, man. Still needs a lot of work, but I will be doing videos on it soon too. IG Ecliptic Plane. Glad to see another enthusiast refusing to let these amazing cars die. DSM, baby! Top speed of my Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX video, pew pew, says you should get a combat front bumper from VIS. I appreciate that, pew pew. OEM Plus is kind of my goal with this car, with a Fast and the Furious vibe. Kind of a mix between the Eclipse and the Skyline that Paul Walker drove is my end goal with it. That's enough for now. P.S. I get this one way too much. The spoiler is going back on the car, don't worry.